Hello, all you dear readers and book lovers, and anyone else watching this video. I'm Jessica, and you're watching The Reader's Ocean. So, it was International Women's Day yesterday, and I know I'm late, although not exactly. A woman's celebration for the pivotal role she plays in society cannot merely be confined to one single day. She's a mother, a protector, a supporter, a pivot we all revolve around, the axis of our earth, and the essence of our very nature. She deserves to have every day as dedicated to honoring her as the 8th of March, because no one day can help us repay all her zeal and her efforts and her unflinching tolerance for all the stupid things we do. So, in this video, we celebrate all those exquisite women who make our life worthwhile. You are breathtaking in all the colors of your splendor, and so you should be revered as you deserve, like Rudyard Kipling does in his Female of the Species. When the Himalayan peasant meets the he bear in his pride, he shouts to scare the monster who will often turn aside. But the she bear thus accosted rends the peasant tooth and nail, for the female of the species is more deadly than the male. When Nag the basking cobra hears the careless foot of man, he will sometimes wriggle sideways and avoid it if he can. But his mate makes no such motion where she camps beside the trail, for the female of the species is more deadly than the male. When the early Jesuit fathers preached to Hurons and Choctaws, they prayed to be delivered from the vengeance of the squaws. 'Twas the women, not the warriors, turned those stark enthusiasts pale, for the female of the species is more deadly than the male. Man's timid heart is bursting with the things he must not say, for the woman that God gave him isn't his to give away. But when hunter meets with husbands, each confirms the other's tale. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Man, a bear in most relations, warm and savage otherwise, man propounds negotiations, man accepts the compromise. Very rarely will he squarely push the logic of a fact to its ultimate conclusion in unmitigated act. Fear or foolishness impels him, ere he lay the wicked low, to concede some form of trial even to his fiercest foe. Mirth obscene diverts his anger, doubt and pity oft perplex him in dealing with an issue to the scandal of the sex. But the woman that God gave him, every fibre of her frame, proves her launched for one sole issue, armed and engined for the same. And to serve that single issue, lest the generations fail, the female of the species must be deadlier than the male. She who faces death by torture for each life beneath her breast may not deal in doubt or pity, must not swerve for fact or jest. These be purely male diversions, not in these her honor dwells. She, the other law we live by, is that law and nothing else. She can bring no more to living than the powers that make her great, as the mother of the infant and the mistress of the maid. And when babe and man are lacking, and she strides unclaimed to claim her right as femme and barren, her equipment is the same. She is wedded to convictions in default of grosser ties. Her contentions are her children, heaven help him who denies. He will meet no suave discussion, but the instant, white-hot, wild, wakened female of the species warring as for spouse and child. Unprovoked and awful charges, even so the she-bear fights. Speech that drips, corrodes, and poisons, even so the cobra bites. Scientific vivisection of one nerve till it is raw, and the victim writhes in anguish like the Jesuit with the squaw. So it comes that man, the coward, when he gathers to confer with his fellow braves in council, dare not leave a place for her, where, at war with life and conscience, he uplifts his erring hands to some god of abstract justice which no woman understands. And man knows it, knows moreover that the woman that God gave him must command but may not govern, shall enthrall but not enslave him. And she knows, because she wants him, and her instincts never fail, that the female of her species is more deadly than the male.